Hello, and welcome to Whiskey with Rye, where every episode we talk about the nose and taste of whiskey 3 different ways: straight, with water, and on the rocks. This week, the whiskey that I'm with is Southern Star Paragon Single Barrel Cask Strength Wheated Straight Bourbon Whiskey. This bottle has been opened. It is not a hashtag fresh crack. Sorry, Dev. It has obviously been enjoyed, but let's get deeper into it. Also, you can thank Police Cake for this video because he did his Foreman's Log Satisfactory 1.0 video. So shout out to Police Cake. This is out of Statesville, North Carolina. This is a 70% corn, 16 wheat, and 14 malted barley mash bill. So again, it is wheated bourbon. That means that the secondary grain is wheat. It's not a high wheat content. It's one of the lower. And it comes in at 54.25% alcohol. So 108.5 proof. Again, single barrel cask strength. So let's jump into it. As always, we have our Glencairn for the neat and water. And then when down in the mountains, we have the Lago glass for the with ice on the rocks. We have football because it is football season everywhere, except in Carolina for the Panthers. That's a sports joke. Sorry. So again, when you're kind of diving into a high proof whiskey like this, you want to be careful not just shoving your nose right in, because otherwise it's going to burn and only smell like alcohol. So kind of back it off a little bit. So on the nose, I get caramel and wood spice. Some of that heat, but you know, again, that's to be expected. Some vanilla, but the wood is really present. I don't have an age statement on this, I don't believe. It is straight, so it's at least 2 years old. But sorry, I'm just taking a look at the bottle to see if there's anything. There isn't. It's at least 2 years old. Smells older than that, but again, we'll see. Let's jump into the taste. On the taste, that wood spice definitely is dominant. Leads the front of the tongue. And then in the back, it moves towards some of that sweetness. Vanilla, the caramel, close to butterscotch, but those very familiar bourbon flavors that you get sweet-wise. Definitely here. It's not grainy. It doesn't present as just straight corn. Hashtag corn, again, for Dev. That sip got a lot more like marshmallow. Obviously, the proof is definitely still there. First sip of whiskey today. Very, very nice. Very, very approachable. Very, very well balanced, in my opinion. It does have a drier finish, which I like, from the wood impact. So that makes me think it's like 4 years would be my guess. But again, I don't know that for sure. So don't quote me on that. Now we're going to add just a couple drops of water if I can. Just making sure there was water in there. Six drops, not a ton. It could handle it with the proof, but we're not going to water it down too much. I want more cherry on the nose now. Not a fresh cherry, more like a maraschino cherry or a brandied cherry. Bordering on a cherry, like a dark chocolate cherry cordial. So the cherries that have that cream enrobed in dark chocolate is just about where that's landing for me. See you on the taste. The taste is dominated by the wood spice all the way through the front and back palate. Maybe a hint of that sweetness towards the end, but not much. Definitely prefer it neat over with water as of right now. Yeah, and then it has that kind of after effect, not taste, but after effect of like tongue depressor, where it kind of dries out your tongue and goes from there. Excuse me. Again, first sips of whiskey today. So now we're going to jump into the nose with ice. And it's going to be harder with the shape of the glass, but the ice normally tones down, tamps down things you pick up on smell anyway. Much more of that cherry cordial, like sweet candied cherries. Almost like the candied cherry balls, not the sour ones, but just regular ones, like artificial cherry. So let's jump into the taste. It is more mild with the ice, so chilled and watered down. The wood is definitely still there and lingers on the back of the palate. In between, there is that kind of caramel vanilla, but it is a very oaky whiskey, which I don't mind. I enjoy. I know it's not for everyone, but definitely one that I enjoy. That is a problem with using a non-circular ice cube or square ice cube. Just splashed all over my face into the mustache. I enjoy that more than with water, but definitely would go straight then on the rocks than with water. So that has been Southern Star Paragon Single Barrel Cask Strength Wheated Straight Bourbon Whiskey. Again, 108.5 proof out of Statesville, North Carolina. This is fantastic. If I remember, it's between $50 and $60, I think. Solid price for it. Would recommend to pick it up, especially if you like oaky bourbons. Yeah. But until next time, that's all for now.